Member for Murray.
Thank you, Treasurer. Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. I note that our government is handing down a surplus budget, and that is a product of a strong economy. This means that we can fund essential services that Australians rely on without increasing taxes. Is the Treasurer aware of any other approaches to running the economy?
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Murray for his question. And he knows, and we know on this side of the House, that next year when we deliver the budget, it will be a budget surplus, Mr Speaker. A budget surplus, and it will be a surplus for every single Australian, Mr Speaker, across the economy. And we will do that without increasing taxes, Mr Speaker. That's right. We will do that without increasing taxes. And as the Prime Minister has said, the benefit of a strong economy is that you can provide the essential services that people need. And we have created jobs. Since coming to government, more than 1.1 million new jobs. More than 100,000 young people have got a job over the last year, the highest number on record, Mr Speaker. We are backing small business as the backbone of the Australian economy. We've provided tax cuts for 3.3 million small businesses. We're giving them greater access to finance. We're cutting $300 million worth of red tape. We have a $75 billion infrastructure project. More road, more rail, more airports, more dams and other water infrastructure, Mr Speaker. And our health spending, Mr Speaker. Health spending is at record levels, and since the government has come to power, we have put 1,900 additional medicines listed onto the PBS, Mr Speaker. When it comes to schools, there's more than $24 billion of additional funding going to Australia's schools, putting education funding at a record level. And when it comes to defence, Mr Speaker, a $200 billion defence plan that has commissioned 54 naval vessels to be built here in Australia, Mr Speaker. How many naval vessels?
The Treasurer will just pause for a second. The member for McEwen, I think the member for Barker's completely missing the moment. He will leave under 94A. I don't think the member for McEwen had anything additional to raise. All right, then. The Treasurer has the call.
Mr Speaker, we have a $200 billion defence industry program that has commissioned 54 naval vessels to be built here in Australia. And how many naval vessels did the Labor Party commission during their term in government to be built here in Australia? None, Mr Speaker, none. Now, the alternative to this plan from the government that's creating jobs and lowering taxes is the Labor Party's plan to put $200 billion of additional taxes on the Australian economy. They will suffocate the Australian economy, Mr Speaker, with $200 billion of additional taxes. And what about negative gearing? Anyone who owns a home as a result of Labor's policy will see their home worth less. Under Labor's policy, anybody who rents their home under Labor policy will see their rents go up, Mr Speaker. What about retirees? 900,000 retirees will be worse off after Labor's desperate tax grab. And what about the carbon tax? It's coming back, Mr Speaker, as the member for Isaacs let out of the bag the other day. Only the coalition can be trusted to grow the economy, create jobs and to lower taxes.
The Deputy Leader.